Hi Booktube, it's Marilyn Maya. Welcome back to my channel. Today, what are we doing? Well, I'm going to talk about book hangovers, but I'm also going to talk about free books. And I have a book haul of free books, well, mostly free books. Okay, what do I mean about a book hangover? Another booktuber and subscriber and commenter on a lot of channels, Gaia Athena, brought up this term to me about having a book hangover. And I thought I was just feeling a little slumpy because of my birthday and all that. But I think that what she said, she was reading a book called Drama Queen. And I'll have the, it's about an autistic woman who found out she had autism when she was quite older. And I'll have that down below, the information down below in the description box. But I wanted to tell you that I think that's a great term, more than slumpy, because I had read a lot of very deep books in the last couple of months by Anita Brookner, and most of all by Michael Kawakami. Heaven and Breasts and Eggs. And then when I tried to get back into reading light books, I just couldn't get into it, and these were good books. However, I have two buddy reads coming up, and this is not part of the free books that I got, the haul. And I'm going to read, I think I talked to you about, I'm going to read Brat Farrar by Josephine, who's a very interesting writer, and I'm going to read it with Nikki of Red Dot Reads, and she has a wonderful channel, check her out. And I'm very excited, my first buddy read with Lindy, and we're going to read Alberta and Freedom. She's having a hard time getting this book, but I think she's finally going to get it soon. And her channel is Lindy's Magpie Reads, and this is by Cora Sandel. But I paid for both of these books, so they weren't free. And if any of you people watching are creators, you know that being a booktube creator is not an inexpensive hobby. I've spent more money than I have on any hobby, and I'm on Social Security, and because I was a parent of 4 children, and at that time it wasn't really, working mothers were very rare, and I had 4 children, so my Social Security is pretty low. And the money that I've spent on books these last 2 years have been a big part of my income, but totally worth it, except when it isn't. So I want to tell you about a book that I spent money on, bought new. It was a nonfiction book, and it's called How Not to Die by Michael Greger M.D. And what I didn't realize about this book is that Dr. Greger has a website that has every single thing in this book for free online. So then I saw this at my library given away for free after I bought it. And that kind of irked me because I spent full price on this. And it says, did I spend full price on it? Feels like I did. Full price is $27.99. I couldn't have paid that much for it. Maybe I did, but doesn't sound, maybe it was gently used. I can't remember, but it was a lot of money. Okay, so getting back to my free book haul, I want to go through some of these books pretty quickly because sometimes I've talked about them in the past. But there's a lot of readathons going on, and this month I'm not going to do a TBR. I'm going to try to fit the books that I have in any readathon. So far, for Tutors September, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but Lil of Lil's Vintage World and another booktuber are putting together this readathon about the tutors. And I do want to participate if I can find a book that, and you don't have to read a book for this. You can watch a movie, you got to check out Lil's channel because you can draw. I mean, she has so many wonderful ideas. You can go to, if you live in the UK, I guess you can go to a place where Tutors lived, a castle. We only have one palace in Hawaii, and that's Iolani Palace, so I don't think I'm going to find anything Tudor related there. But anyway, let's get on to the free books. So I went to every time I go to the library, of course library books are free, but they're not really free to own. You have to return them. But this time when I went to the library, they had a big selection of free books to take home. And some of them were 25 cents, but all of these books I got were free to keep. So it's almost like it was a little free library that's in the lobby of my library that I've been attending for 40 years. And some of these I picked up before this last trip. So let's start with ones that I'm definitely going to read and ones not so much. Now, I showed The House on Mango Street, and someone else did, a booktuber also showed The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros a few months ago. And it's a children's book, or young, I don't know if it's young adult, middle grade. I think it would be more middle grade. And it is a delightful book. I read a few chapters, but I never finished it. And it's very short, so it definitely will fit into Shorty September. So it's less than 100 pages. And what it says about it is that it's told in a series of vignettes, startling for their eloquence, about Esperanza Cordero, a young girl growing up in the Hispanic quarter of Chicago. And for Esperanza, Mango Street is a desolate landscape of concrete and rundown tenements where she discovers the hard realities of life. I'm not going to go on about it, but I think it's a coming of age story. All right, so the next one that I got that should be in Garb August, Ollie, if you want this book, let me know. It's called Skelter. It was free. It wasn't in good condition, but I washed it. I'm not sure I'm going to read this. It's by Michael R.Perry, author of The Stranger Returns. So Skelter. I was attracted because of Helter Skelter, the book that I read by Bugliosi. About the Manson murders, and this is a take on it's like historical fiction in a way, but it's kind of I think it's kind of in the horror genre. And if you look at the cover with the eye, yeah, it looks scary. It says 25 years ago Charles Manson began his campaign of terror. Now his legacy, and of course it's cut off, but I think what happens is one of the children of the Manson family is going to look for his mother. So it says, laid-back 28-year-old Trumbo Walsh makes a startling discovery when his father dies. The mother he has always believed dead may still be alive. So he descends into the dark fringes of LA to find her, uncovering instead a string of grisly murders and stumbling headlong into the chilling circle of Joe Usif's son, charismatic and ruthless, with a flock of beautiful knife-wielding followers who won't rest until they taste the glory and havoc of Armageddon. Yeah, I don't think this is for me, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll be in the mood for a little bit of garbage. I'm not saying it's garbage, but it's Garb August, so it's definitely pulpy, that's for sure. I just want to see when it was written. It was written in 1994. 94. Okay, so yeah, millennium-wise. And I'm going to put these down. I'll give these to my partner so I can continue. Okay, so the next book is sort of free because I pay for Prime, Amazon Prime, and it's a diary, and I started reading it last night, and I was kind of irritated with it because I didn't like the husband in it. So it's called Diary of a Provincial Lady by D.E. Stevenson. I'm pretty sure it's D.E. Stevenson. I'm wrong, D.M. Delafield. And this woman is, I'm not sure if it's the 30s or 40s, I haven't gotten that into it, but she's like a housewife, but she's kind of rich and her husband is so annoying. So I'm not sure I'm going to read this, but I say it's free because I think I got it with my Prime membership and I got it through Kindle. So, so far, you know, I'm not blown away, but it's not bad, that's for sure. And it was free, sort of, because I pay for Prime membership. Then I got a book, Your Vibrant Heart by Cynthia Track M.D. And it's called Dr. Cynthia's Your Vibrant Heart. This was written quite a while ago. I got it from the library. And one thing that made me want to read it is 2014. So you know how health changes, you know, especially things about the heart. And I have a heart condition called peripheral artery disease, which means that some of the veins in the arteries in my leg are a little clogged, though I think that I kind of fixed it with changing my diet and other activities. So anyway, I really like this book, except that she really sells, you know, she's a doctor that went into sort of the selling. So in the end it says, work with me. Dr. Cynthia Thaik is a Harvard-educated cardiologist working to transform clients at their course by providing body, mind, spirit, and soul wellness. So, you know, I'm okay with that. She is kind of selling herself, which, yeah, she's a Harvard-trained cardiologist. So I noticed she has a lot, you know, to say about different methodologies with yoga and Tai Chi and things like that. I'm interested. So, yeah, I'm going to look further into this, and it was free. Another one that was on the free shelf was that I don't think I might read right now anyway, is pretty big. It's called Salt of the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. And she's the New York Times bestseller, winner of the Carnegie Medal. Excuse me if I'm not reading really well, because I have eye conditions, so sometimes when the light hits me, my eyes, I miss a letter. So I'm doing the best I can. So she's a young adult writer, though I've read 2 books by her already. One I loved, and one I wasn't that keen on. But this one is Winter 1945, 4 refugees, 4 secrets. Each one born in a different homeland, each one hunted and haunted by tragedy, something, and war. So I think I know what this is about, because I think this is about the ship, because it's Salt of the Sea. So those who are gone are not necessarily lost. And it includes big book club questions. So this is the tragedy of the thousands that sought from Soviet. She writes a lot about the Soviet Union, and you know, that, you know, the different people who were caught in Stalin's grip, and but this one is about 4 paths emerge, but all promises can be kept. So it's a ship, I think, that was turned away by, and I'm thinking it's President Roosevelt, the people that were trying to get away from the Nazis, and maybe also the communists. I'm not sure, since it says Soviet. So it says, a superb superlative novel, masterfully crafted. And she's a master of historical fiction. She once again anchors a panoramic view of epic tragedy in perspective that feels deeply textured and immediate. And it sounds like a really good book. If you've read this book, let me know if you like her work, and if you've read this book, let me know if I should read it. Then I picked up a book that was free, and it was pretty in bad condition, but I cleaned it up. And it's called Name Me Nobody by Lois Ann Yamanaka. Lois Ann Yamanaka is born in Hawaii. She's Asian American, born in Hawaii, and I've heard of her before, but I couldn't get along. She writes a lot of maybe magical realism dealing with Hawaii. So this is a young adult book, and it's also good for Shorty September. And it says in its essential read for Yamanaka fans. So 13-year-old Emily feels like a nobody. She's overweight. Her mom lives in faraway California, rarely visits or calls, and she doesn't know who her father is. The only people who make her feel like somebody are her brave, blunt grandma and her best friend, Van. Where Van go, Emmylou go, their families and friends says. But now Emmylou fears that Van is going somewhere she can't follow. And this sounds like something that I can start reading of Lois Ann Yamanaka, who's very popular in Hawaii, and I really want to start reading her work. So have you read any of Lois Ann Yamanaka? She's won a lot of prizes, and so far I haven't gotten along with her books. They were a little out there for me, but this one seems pretty straightforward, but maybe not. But I think I can handle it. Now this one wasn't free, but I'm putting it in because it's a book that I bought in the Paris Shakespeare and Company in May, this May, by Raymond Chandler. And it's good for Shorty September, and it's also good for Dictember, which is I know Steve Donahue and a whole bunch of other people are doing Private Eyes and Shorty September. Even though it's not free, I had to put it in. So I might get to this. I really might. As well as this was free, and I talked about it before, but it's called Wild by Sherry Strayed. And another booktuber told me recently, Sonia from An Enthusiastic Reader, told me that she met Cheryl Strayed in person, and that she's a wonderful person. And I read her other book that I talked about, Dear Sugar, last month, and I knew she was a wonderful person, but to have someone else have met her in person is really wonderful. It's a motion picture. It's wild, from lost to found on the Pacific Crest Trail. So I'm going to get to this sooner than later, maybe this month. Of course, you know, I can't read 16, 17 books in a month. I'm not going to do that. That wouldn't be good for my mental health. And I don't think BookTube should be, like a contest. Who's going to win? How many books can you read in a month? That's not the way I've never read like this, and I don't intend to. Even though I'm showing you a lot of books, doesn't mean I'm going to read them, because I'm greedy. I'm greedy for when I see a free book, or even not a free book, a cheap book, I'm going to get it. Another book that I picked up at the library, not a free book, is Providence by Anita Brookner. And as you know, I'm having a hit and miss time with Anita Brookner. And so far, this is a miss for me, but I've been wrong before in her beginnings. And it's a deceptively simple story of love and loss with the wit of Barbara Pym and the quiet fierceness of Jean Rees. Brookner portrays the romantic experiments of a modern innocent. So Kitty Moore longs to be unreasonable, totally unfair, very demanding, and very beautiful. So far, yeah, it's not reaching me. But I'm going to keep on because, you know, that was good praise, because I love all those other authors that she talks about, especially Barbara Pym. Okay, so the next book that I picked up, and this is the one I'm having trouble with, and I know it's a good book, and it's Bruno, Chief of Police by Martin Walker. And it's about a lovely town in the southwest of France where Bruno, that's his nickname, and I read a few chapters already, so I know it started out slow. Finally, there's a murder, but I enjoyed him talking about his little town and how he's trying to keep the peace with the gendarmes. That's the French police force in France. I'm probably saying it all wrong. And this was 2008. And so he's talking about his French town and how people are selling cheese and things without the proper permits, and the inspectors come, and then they try to take them off their track, and he helps, but he's trying to get along with them at the same time. And there's a lot of beautiful, talking about scenery, and yeah, so it's called Saint-Denis, the town that he's from, and I'm really enjoying it. But for some reason, yeah, it's the book hangover thing. I can't totally immerse myself in it yet, but I'm not giving up because I know this is good. Something that I think that I can get along with is the misread, another for Shorty September. Don't know if I'm going to get to it. Tales from a Village School. I'm not sure if this is the first one of the Fair Acre series by Miss Reed, but her books are really easy to get through, and they really give you a feeling a feel-good kind of feeling. So maybe this is what I need right now. And then I have Dean Ornish, The Spectrum, which I took out of the library many times, and I always find something new in it. So I said, take it out again. And I did read most of it last night again. And since I'm on sort of a plant-based, but not really, more of a pescatarian diet. In fact, I made something, a stew last night from Ikaria, Greece. I don't know how it came out, but yeah, it had collard greens and green peppers and beans. So yeah, I want to live to 100. Why not? And rounding out this is a new book that I bought for my birthday, but I thought I think that I'm going to love it. If anyone wants to read this with me, let me know as soon as possible. It's A Room with a View, and it's by E.M. Forster, and I bought this, not new, it says $5.95. I don't even think I spent that much, but I might have. Yeah, probably I did. And a charming young Englishwoman, Lucy Honeychurch, faints into the arms of a fellow British man when she witnesses a murder in a Florentine piazza. So as E.M. Forster does, he really talks about class and different countries, and I loved his book, Howard's End. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this, but I might save this for a buddy read because I know that I'm going to love this so much, and this is something that might really take me out of this feeling that I'm getting. So anyway, that's my almost free haul for September. Let me see if I can get all these books up. No, I'm not strong enough, but of course I'm not going to read all of them. But yeah, I've been spending a lot of money on books, so when there's a free book, yeah, I'm going to get it, and if I have to unhaul it, I'll unhaul it. But I can't be spending full price on books the end of this year. And I've already read almost to my 50 books which isn't a lot for BookTube. Last year I read 100 books by December. I might really make it again, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing this as a contest. I love to read, and I don't want, you know, I don't want to feel that I have to read a certain amount of books or show you a certain amount of books every month, every week, because that's not realistic. And like I said, it's not a contest. It's me enjoying the book and sharing it with all of you lovely readers. So please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell and let me know what you think. Have you ever had a book hangover? Is this a thing? I think it's a thing. And I'll see you in the next video. So until then, my friends, aloha.